I spent the year 2023, 2024 looking at museums with the Heterodox Academies, Center for Academic Pluralism. I thought I was going to escape the wokeism of my academic career at San Jose State University, but boy, was I wrong. What I found was that museums, both in New York City and the Smithsonian's museums, such as the American History Museum at the Smithsonian in DC, were full of woke propaganda. And we're exceedingly focused on issues of critical race theory generally, and more specifically on slavery. Even exhibits that you would think would have nothing to do with slavery would bring it up. One of the new exhibits that just came out in November 2021, for example, is an exhibit on Ben Franklin's innovations. And you might think that this would be an exciting exhibit on the many different inventions he made and his experiments, but rather it takes a side turn and focuses on the fact that he held slaves and then makes presumptuous statements that he would never have been able to conduct his experiments if he hadn't had slaves. And maybe, although there's no proof of it, these slaves actually assisted him in his experiments. And many of the portraits in the National Portrait Gallery, the thing that they mention about our founding fathers is also always focused on slavery. Now, this is not to say that we should not talk about the history of slavery, but that America's history is much more than just the legacy of slavery. And this is a criticism that Trump has brought upon the Smithsonian Institution, that it's gone woke, which it has, and also that it's overly focused on this one negative aspect of our history, slavery, as opposed to taking a look at all the great things that we have in our history: the moon landing, the US Constitution, the Declaration of Independence, Bill of Rights, and all the fantastic natural history collections, the best in the world. None of this seems to make an appearance in the Smithsonian museums and in many museums across the nation.